click on go live. Alright, so currently we are live. Alright, let's progress really fast. So this is the work. This is where we stopped. Then the things that I asked us to do. Now we are just going to use simple maths here. I showed us that the things we can manipulate in our CSS includes height, width, in fact everything we can manipulate anything, and where our work should be placed we can manipulate them here. Alright, let's progress really fast. Now, while writing your CSS code, the first thing I like to do is to ensure I eliminate every unnecessary white spacing and spaces. That's what I need to do first. You understand? So, doing that, the first thing I will do is to come to my CSS and I'll use what we refer to as a universal selector. I'll use what we refer to as a universal selector. Before I get, let me just finish up with what we are doing already. Then I'll also explain that to you and why it is important. Alright, let's go. So I believe now we're on the same page. This is our figure. Now, for you to always debug your code, you can right click on inspect. Once you click on inspect, you'll be able to see your code here. You'll be able to see your code, then you know what to do from here. Alright, so these are the codes we've written so far. Alright, so you can see we have ID second. Okay, these ones are not showing. Why do you think they are not showing? Because all of them we commented them out, so that's why they are not showing. So don't forget that. That's why they are not showing. Why? Because we've commented them out. Now let's come to this one that we did not comment out, this card. You can see that the moment I hover around this card, check my image, you can see that this one that contains red is highlighted. So if I click on it now, I can come to this place.
Sharing your screen.
Oh, sorry about that. Alright, let me quickly share my screen. Okay, I'll go over this process again. Alright, thank you for bringing that to my notice.
Welcome, sir.
I wouldn't have known that. I'm not sharing my screen. Alright, let's progress really fast. Can you see my screen now?
No, sir.
This is your work that contains eliharland.web. Whenever you are naming your file, ensure that there's no space. There's space between Ellen and Harland. Go and check. Most of the times you can use what's it called? You can either join them together or you can use dash to separate them. Don't put space again. So there's space between Ellen and Harland. So go and correct your file, then so that it doesn't break off. So that's why most of the times when you notice that I have two words, I ensure to for example, I use a different kind of casing for this particular one, and desktop environment. Then while for this QRO image, you can see the way it is named, image-QRO-code. Ensure that there's no space in when you are naming your files, please. Alright, let's progress really fast. Where was I? Okay, for those of us using laptop, now I said right click on your laptop. If you are using Chrome, I think it's control, that alternate control I or something like that. So this one is Brave. I think it's part of the Chromium family. Alright, let's progress. So I said this is our work here. So I want to quickly debug it Note, whatever I'm doing here, they don't affect what is here. They don't affect what is here. Hmm? Whatever I'm doing inside that browser doesn't affect what is here. You get. So when we get to JavaScript, I'm going to show you how persons dynamically change the content of a web page and snap it. Then they'll come online and post it and tell you, look at what I found online, and it's them that wrote it there. So for now, let's just progress. All right, now the reason why do you think these other ones, if you look at my screen very well, these other ones that say class yam blah 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 first second, why do you think they are not showing? Why do you think they are not showing? It's very simple. The reason they are not showing is because we commented them out. We commented them out. You understand? So that's why they are not showing. Remember, I said whatever you comment out, your browser will not read it. Whatever you comment out, your browser will not read it. So that's why it's not showing here. So let's go to the one that we did not comment out. You can see the ones that we did not comment out. The one we did not comment out is this card. And the moment I clicked on this card, you can see something there. You can see that once I hover around it, just take my mouse around it, you'll notice something. This one that contains card, the class called card, you can see that it is highlighted to show that this red one is the one that is called the card. So this is how you can quickly check your program in case something is not right with it. So you can even come here and test run something. You understand? I can come here and quickly change it to black. You can see that black has taken effect. You understand? I can come here and change it to orange. I can come here and change it to orange. You can see that it has changed to orange. Equally, I can also do whatever I need to do with it. I can come here and change it to what is it called? Purple. Sorry, I can manipulate the height rather and say let the height be 500 pixel. Probably I'm trying to text something. I'm trying to text something. Okay, our color is not showing anymore. Instead of me pushing down to do it manually, I'll just try to refresh so that our code will come back again. Emmanuel, ask your question.
So like, is it true when you're expecting that's how you're able to do all this?
Is it true where?
Is it the way like through inspecting are you able to do all this?
Exactly, yes. Once you inspect, you see this place that is called elements. You know that we said your HTML are made up of elements, right? So that's what you see under these elements. Once you hover around there, you see all the elements you're dealing with. So you can simply click on them. You can simply click on them then to do whatever you need to do. So for example now, this one that is ready, it is here, right? I can remember sometimes those of us that are Messi fans, anytime I want to go and say, you see things, they'll say, I saw it on Wikipedia. Ronaldo said Messi is his GOAT. Most of the times, this is the place they do it from. They'll come here, do it, then they'll push their camera and snap this part. Then you will see it and say, it is true, it is from this thing. Meanwhile, it is not actually real. So you can come here and inspect and do whatever you need to do. But take note, whatever you are doing here does not affect the actual code. So anytime I want to check for quick fixes, what is actually wrong with our code, we usually come here to check for them. So for example, maybe I have applied a color. Let me break this one down. Let me go to styles. Maybe I've applied a color to this div. Let me call it ready. red is not a color, right? Red is not a color. Then I come to this place, I'll look at my browser here, I'll say, but I've already called this thing red. What is happening? I gave it a color. Then to quickly check that, you can come to this place, click on your element, you click on your element, then you locate the one you are dealing with. When you hover around this card, which is that div, you see that it is highlighted here, but color is not applied to it. You understand? Color is not applied to it. Then you can click on it. Then once you click on it, you are going to see this place called styles. Alright, so you're going to see this place called styles. Click on it. Once you click on it, then you'll be able to see what has transpired there. Sorry, let me click on the styles so that I'll be able to see the styles that have been applied. So once I click on it, I'll be able to see the styles that have been applied. Then this is where I will now say, oh, it is not actually red I spelled, so it is actually reddish. So I will try to correct it here. I'll say, oh, that means this is where the error is coming from. Now that I've known it, I'll come back to my code and search for it. I'll say, oh, okay, this is where the error was. Then I'll go there and remove that place and make it red. So it's as simple as ABC. So I'll use this one to explain something to us this morning. So there are many things we can do here. We can even manipulate height just to check whatever we are doing.
Directed to us. Please, what's the name? What's your name for that YouTube channel?
I think check your groups. I think I dropped a video that will just take you directly to the place. I dropped a link. Let me even check. Let me see. Okay, you can see it here at Frank Teaches Tech. So you can always see it there. Alright, let's progress really fast. So I will come here and manipulate whatever I need to manipulate to suit me. You understand? So I'll say 500 pixel. If I say 500 pixel, okay, I'll say, oh, I have this one. Does it mean that this 500 pixel looks good? Then I'll say, okay, no problem. Then I'll come to this place. Now you're going to enjoy that place, that other area very well when you start doing your responsive web design. For now, you're just designing for your desktop. You understand? So it's understandable that that place may not be useful to you for now. So I understand very well, but it's just something I said I should show you moving forward. All right, let's go. So I have, where did I went to apply to the yellow. All right, so I'll just Control Z to undo. Where did we lose you?
You lost me at the point of creating the code, like before the inspection.
Before the inspection?
Yes, sir.
How managed? Okay, let me know what you were able to get before the inspection. Well, although my code is not well arranged, but I'll forgive it for now. I'll just forgive it for now. All right. So what's the issue basically? I said if you want to inspect your code, you can come here. You can see I right clicked, then I came to this place. Those of us using laptop, right clicked, came to this place, then under elements, you'll be able to inspect your elements to know what is happening to them, and you'll be able to trace if there are issues. You'll be able to trace it and do whatever you need to do with them. So if it's styling you want to change, you can come to this style, then you see all the styles that you have applied to it there. You understand? So basically that's what we've done so far. All right, let me remove it and come back to what we are doing. Okay, so let's say this red one is our card, right? This red one is our card. Is that so? So this card, how do we move it to the middle? How do we move that card to the middle? Don't forget the concept of parent and child elements. The concept of parent and child element is one of the concepts that you must not forget. Is one of the concepts that you must not forget. Please and please, I beg of us all, don't forget it. I beg of us, don't forget it. Now, there are various ways we can center it. We can say jokingly in the word of to say, not everybody knows how to center a div, blah blah blah, but it's very simple. Now, this is what we want to center. Remember, this is the div here, this particular one, and we called it class. Now, this body is here also. Are you understanding? This body is here. So this one that has what is it called, div with class of card, is the child to this body. So this body is the parent of this one. So we'll come to our code and go to the parent element, and the first thing we want to do is that we want to give it a display. Now there are different CSS properties we can implement. There are various CSS properties we can implement. Oh, sorry, I'm typing in the wrong place. All right, now there are different display properties. Now this display, look at it here. We have flex, we have grid. Majorly we use flex and grid. Flex and grid. So we are going to cover grid and we're also going to cover flex. So once we say flex, it means we have changed. We are asking our project to display as a flex property. We're asking our project now to display as a flex property. So we say display flex. Now that we've said display flex, it now means we can use everything that applies to flex. Now, the name for flex, or the name for this CSS framework we are using, is known as flexboard. What did I flexbox? Let me use comments to write it so that you understand very well. So let me write there. So I'll say flex flexbox. All right, so the name of what we are doing now, we are using flexbox. So in flexbox we have different things we can do with our parent element and our child element. Now this body is a parent element that we want to use to adjust the child called card. So we'll come to our style, we'll say flex. Then after we've said flex, the next thing that we're supposed to do is very simple. We can say justify this oversabi. This thing is just taking over. Sorry about that. Ouch, 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 ouch. I'm having this wants to create conflict for me. I did not ask you to do this one. Just ignore the prompts that is coming up on my ID. Let's progress really fast. So I'll say justify. Remember, what we are using now is known as flex. So if you have a question, ask, and also pay attention because I'll take this one very slow. So in order for me to centralize this item, in order for me to centralize this particular item, now that we have said displayed as flex, remember, if this screen is divided into different layouts. This is our width, this is our height. Now if we split it, those of us that use graph a lot, you notice that your graph are made up of small boxes, and each place has its own location. So with flexbox, we can convert our item to either row and column and specify where they should be placed. Normally, if we say display flex and we have two different elements, automatically those elements we align together with each other. Don't worry, I'm going to have another example that we're going to use for you to highlight that properly. For now, let's use this. So this display flex that we've said automatically means this CSS we want to use now is flexbox. So apply, now we can use everything that has to do with flexbox. Now if I say justify content center, if I say justify content center, get it behind me, what are you doing here? Leave there, sorry about that. All right, justify content center is going to move it to the middle, but you notice something, that we still have a bigger space here. Let me see our design. Okay, you notice that from this our design, the space here and the space here, they are the same, isn't that so? The space here and the space here, they are the same. The space here and the space here, they are equal. So the spaces around this card, they are all equal. But look at our own. The spaces here and here, it's equal, but the space here and here is not equal. So when we say justify content, as we are using flexbox, it moves it to the middle horizontally. Then if we want to vertically, you know the meaning of horizontal? Do you know what we mean by horizontal arrangement? When we say something is horizontal, do you know the meaning? Hello? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
You okay? So you know when we say something is horizontal and something is vertical. So horizontal runs from left to right, while vertical runs from top to bottom. So horizontally it is placed when we say justify content. Now the next thing I want to do, for me to vertically align it, I'm going to say align items. I also say center. Jesus, sorry about that. Jesus, sorry about that. All right, align items center, then I'll save. Then after saving, you notice something has taken place here. My browser is taking time to respond. All right, you notice something, we still have something there. All right, let's quickly go over it. And all right, now this is it. For example, you can come to this place, click on card, one no, I did not click on card. You can see now that my card is well highlighted. You can see it is well highlighted, and you can see where this card is covering to. Now when we look at this card, then we'll now notice something, that we are the one that specified margin top here, margin top, margin left, and what else did we even specify again? All right, now from here, now we can start working with our code. So what do I need to do now? I'll go back to my code and remove those things that were there. I didn't even notice it that these things are still there. All right, okay. So we have this our code now running like this. You understand? We have our code now running like this. So what we have been able to do so far is saying that we want to do what? Simply do what? Align our card. Remember, this our card is still the same outer one that we are dealing with. This one that contains our Q arrow code. That contains our Q arrow code. This is the one that we are still using. Look at it here. This is the one we are still dealing with. We have not even placed our picture, but I needed to explain the concept of flexbox for us. Now we have a very big issue. We did not specify our, what is it called, height and width, so that our things can start taking shape. So this is where I would say width, I would say 100%. Now there are various units you can use, but you're going to understand why I'm using percentage for now. Some persons will tell you you can use 100 view widths. I'm going to explain how they all work when we get to units, or I'll do a separate video for that and drop for you. Then height, I'll also say 100 view height. Yeah, I'll say 100 VH, which stands for view height. So I'm saying this body should cover from year to year is 100%. Year to year the body should take 100%, and the height should also take year to year. These are view heights from year to year. These are view heights from year to year. Now this one is supposed not to appear. Probably we'll just check up on our code and proceed from there. We'll check up and proceed from there. Now you can see everything we have done so far using our flexbox has carefully justified this particular one. Are you following? It has carefully justified it. But looking at it, you will know that okay, probably it's too much. That red one is too much. Then I'll come here and say, okay, let me make it, how about I make it 400 pixels. Let's see if it will. Remember, the height and the width, they are way different. So I may leave this one at 300. Then okay, it looks like we are getting there, but we're actually not there yet. You can see that we're actually not there yet looking at this. So from year to year is way different. So I'm showing you the concept of pixel because for me I use ROEMs and EMs, you understand, and percentages also, so you can decide to play around with it. So we'll keep changing these units until we get what we actually want. So probably we can leave this one at 500, and then we can leave this one at probably 350. until we get something that almost looks like it. Don't worry, the file that I will send to you has whatever you're looking for, has all the specifications, so it will be way easier. And whenever I give you a work to do, it's going to have all the specifications. Now if you take a look at it, it's almost looking like what we have here already. It's almost looking like what we have here already. Now the reason I had to do that, I was planning to show you guys that one in our next class, but if I remove it, for example, I had this what is it called, unnecessary rubbish scrolling here. And whenever you're working on a design and you have that kind of scroll, look at it, you have this kind of unnecessary scroll when there's nothing on your work, just know that you're having an error already. All these rubbish scrolls that are here, they are supposed not to be here, you understand? So what's happening is that I have odd spacey what is it called, padding and margins that have been added into my code by the browser to display all these things, you understand? So what I'll just need to do, what I inserted here is called a universal selector. This is denoted using asterisk. Don't forget asterisk. Then margin, I said 0, padding 0, then box sizing, border box. So we are going to deal on that subsequently, but for now that's just it. So let me save, so that those rubbish interference we get out of my code. Alright, so now you can see that you can no longer find those scrolling there. Now we have our card. Hallelujah. So we have our card. So let's assume this yellow is our image. This yellow is our image. So what we just need to do, you come and select, you come to this what is it called, your index, your HTML file, you look at it, figure. So we are using figure to control our image. Now when we get to style, you are going to look at something here. You are going to see this figure. Okay, you said how many percent, background color, and every other thing. So all these unnecessary margin top, whatever, I'm going to remove them, you understand, so that they don't mess up with our work. We don't need them. I think we used it to explain something, a particular concept in the previous class. I cannot really recall. I think we used it to explain a particular concept in the previous class, so you can go to that class and see the concept we use it. Okay, I think we use it to explain what margin does, padding does, and the rest of that. So we're still going to deal on that. I may break up our videos little by little. Now you can see that our yellow is inside here, isn't that so? Our yellow is inside here. So I'll need to put in margin around this yellow to ensure that it is well balanced. So now let's use our margin. So I'll say margin, instead of me saying margin top, let me say 10%, for example.
Now,
Sorry,
can you add the margin just to create that QR code?
you said?
Like, are we going to add margin in between those lines of what you created?
That's what we are doing now.
Browser.
Just follow what we are doing now.
Okay, sir.
Just follow what we are doing now. So I can say margin tops 10%. What is it called? First of all, let's look at our work here. Okay, it's applied across board. Alright, I'll say margin left 10%. Then I'll say margin bottom 10%. Margin bottom 10%. Then ouch. Then margin, we have a margin left. Okay, then I'll now say margin right. Then I'll say margin right 10%. Margin right 10%. Now this is what I'm going to have. You can see that already I have that space there already. I have that space there already. They've all adjusted. But to what use? Let me even see these our stuff here. Okay, probably you can still come here and adjust this one. You can come here and adjust it. So what I'll just need to do, instead of me coming to this code and having 4 lines like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, they are all bordering on margin. Are you understanding? Instead, there's a shorthand I can use. I'll say margin, then I'll put my colon, then I'll say 10. Let me even make it 20px. Let me see something. Sorry, 20px. So I'll say margin 20px. Now you can see that I still have the same spaces cut across board. What have I done by specifying this margin? Instead of me having those 4, I said margin, whether left, right, bottom, whatever, let all of them carry 20px. Then if when the top and the bottom is different, I can say let the top, this first one always stands for top and bottom. Anytime you have 2 units, let me explain something here real fast. Anytime you have 2 units like this, for example, this first one stands for top and bottom. This first one, top and bottom. Why this second one stands for left and right. This 20, which is the first one, stands for 20 top and bottom. Why this 10, which is the second unit, stands for left and right. So sometimes you can decide to have 4 units depending on whatever you are doing. So you can have 4 units. So if you have 4 units like this, it means this one is top, which is margin top, margin right, margin left, bottom, the margin left, top, right, bottom, left. So which means this margin is moving in a clockwise direction. So don't forget. So if you have 2 units, it means the first one will be top and bottom, the second will be left and right. You understand now? So you can have 3 units, you can have 4 units, depending on what you want to do. So for this particular one, everything here looks the same. So I'm just going to have 1 unit. So if I have just 1 unit, it means what I've specified will be applied to all of them, whether left, right, bottom, whatever. It will be applied to all of them. Are you understanding? So basically that's it. And also you can equally decide to also use flexbox to justify your work here. Emmanuel, ask me a question.
So can we use a flexbox to justify our work?
Yes, you can do that by coming to this parent element, which is this div now that has the card. You understand? Okay, let me just call it card so that you always understand what I mean. Let me say, I gave it a class called card, so let me just follow it up with card so that you always understand what I'm doing. Alright, so this one that has card, which is the parent of this picture, you can come there and target it. You understand? Come there and target it. But if you do that, you are saying that everything that is inside should be aligned should also be aligned to what is it called, um how do you call it again, everything inside should be aligned to the center. Are you understanding? Although there are ways we can also target that particular one and just fix whatever we need to fix. So for now, just apply your little margins, then that's all you need for now. You understand? That's all you need for now. It's only when you're having probably complicated designs or something, that's when you can just decide to use your grid or your flex box. Are you understanding? So basically that's it. So that's it for flex box. In fact, assuming I came here and said let this place be, what is it called, grid. Let me remove this. Let this place be grid, for example. So let this place be grid. I can equally come here and say display. Basically, two things you're going to learn is grid and flexbox. Are you understanding? Grid and flexbox. So once you change to grid, everything that you're doing will become a grid item. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? Everything will become grid item. Then you can come here and equally place your work here. So you can see it's still the same thing center. But I would on a later video I'm going to explain the advantage of grid and the advantage of flexbox. Yeah, you can decide to do whatever you need to do with them. So personally, if I'm working with a layout, I use what is it called, grid for my layout. Then within layouts I use flexbox. So everybody has the way they design. So I will just expose you to everything, then you'll be the one to make your own choice. Although this one and this one is not equal, it's not like what we have here, or it's not like what we have here. So all you just need to do is come to this place and probably target it, and maybe you need to just do, what is it called now, the image. If we say this one is, this width is what is it called, 350, you can make this one look like probably, let's say 320. Then you can see what we have. Let's see. At the end of the day, we are just trying to achieve something. I understanding. Okay, so we can say 310. So you can look what 310 looks like. It looks way more balanced. Are you getting it? It looks way more balanced. So it now depends on you. Now that you have gotten to this place, at least inside here now, you put your image. Your image may likely not stay. Then I will teach us how to make our image responsive. This is after 11 already. Alright, by the time you put your image, this is what you're gonna have. Let me uncomment it. QR code image. Do I still have my image here? Alright, that's what we have. You can see it's way bigger. So what do you think we should do to this to ensure that it fits into that box that we've assigned for it? What do you think we should do? Okay, I'd like you guys to go and play around it. Are you going to play around it using your width and height? Are you going to play around it using what? If it doesn't work for you, remove the image. Then in our class on Wednesday, we'll make your image responsive. Now that will be the last thing I will do for us. Make it responsive. That will be the last part I'll do for us. I've showed us border radius. It's border radius that make these edges to be curved. This edge here is border radius that makes it to be curved. Now look at this red one. It is curved a little, but it is not as curved as this one. So you'll be the one to go and twerk it. Where's my border radius here? Sorry, where's my card? Am I still using div here? Oh my god. Sorry. Whoa. Alright. No problem. Looks like the redo is not working. So I'll just come here and change it to card. Alright. Now that I've changed it, if you take a look at it very well, you see something here called border radius. So it's because of this border radius, that's why I placed mine at 10%. That's why mine is 10 px is as curved as this, but it is not as curved like this one. So you be the one to go and twerk your border radius. Then you also put your border radius for this particular image. So to target your image, you can come to this place. Since we just have one image, you can come to this place and target it as img. You understand? Then do your magic with it. Ouch, 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 ouch. Do your magic with it, sorry. Hey, that's why I don't like these extensions sometimes. You can come there, or you can come there and do whatever you need to do with it. I know you've seen the answer already. But I'm still not. I'll still ensure that you do it yourself. I just hope you're able to see it properly. I know you've seen the answer already. So, but I'll still delete it. Go and figure it out. Thank God. So you can see your width. Like I said before, manipulate your width, height, and whatever you need to manipulate. So you can come there and just use image for. Sorry, let me not do this again because it will always pop off. Whatever you need to do. So this is where we are currently. So immediately you are done with this, type in all these things inside. You can always use your paragraph tag to type them. All these ones, type them inside and align them. Text align them. This was the first thing I asked. Type all these things inside, align them. Now that you have centralized, good. So your work is less now. So proceed from here and try to complete this project. Is that clear? At least now to 7 p.m. today, try to complete it. So basically that's it. Question, guys? Question? Okay, Darren, what's your question?
Sir, if you give anything I'm supposed to do, how am I supposed to do it? Because I'm using phone. Laptop.
You are using phone, you are not using laptop. Whatever we are doing is the same thing. You can still use your phone to do it.
Okay.
But preferably based on the programs we'll be rolling out. Now, if you check out your last term, we roll out just one program. So why? Because we're considering most of us that were using mobile phones. You understand? Because we'll be rolling out more programs this year, and you also need your either a tablet or a laptop. So if you can also talk to your parents, fine and good. But everything we have been doing so far, you can also use your mobile phone to do them, okay? So you don't have any issue. Alright. Okay. So any question? Joshua, I hope you're able to follow up. Is Joshua still here with us? Or probably he's just joined and went to it. Fuhad, any question?
Sir, the shadow is the only work we have.
Yes, that's the work we have. Look at it here.
Okay.
This is the work we have. So I hope I'll be able to get these assignments before 7 p.m. tonight. So let me go and end our live section. So immediately I end this live section, you are going to notice that automatically it's going to end